composed all the way through that first 40 minutes.
We good? All right, boys.
Todd Carney gets the all clear, and we're back underway. Kickoff goes down to Chris Sando. Off for Mitch Allgood. Strong run to bring it back out towards the 20. If Stephen Kearney was given just 2 weeks to come up with something on the Eels side, he'll be under pressure in this 40 minutes, hoping his side can get an even share of the ball to begin with and get some field position to put some pressure on the Sharks' defensive line. Here's Morgan, bringing it back out to the 40. He'll play it here for Keating. Here's Roberts to Moi. Hasn't had a chance to wind up. In fact, since coming off the bench, it's been pretty much mostly defence. Moi and his fellow Eels forwards, but they've gone across the halfway line here. This opening set of 6. Allgood will play it, and it goes from Roberts. It kicks down towards Matthew Wright. It up at his own 10-metre line. Roberts chasing across with him. Gets to Nathan Hindmarsh, who had his hands full. So Fui comes in and takes him to ground midfield, 20 out from the Sharks line. Here's Stapleton. Hasn't really had much to do on the left wing for the Sharks in this year's return game from a second knee reconstruction. They got through some work, didn't they? Some of those Eels forwards, 33 tackles from in that first half. Carney's kick, it's a big one. It's almost Jared Hayne-like. And Hayne himself goes back to take it on the full at his own 10. And is stopped there by Carney and also Bakuya. That was a big kick. There's a super boot on him, as does Jared Hayne. He was one in the first half. To ask him about afterwards, perhaps. Went 30 metres backwards. Here's Seo, getting away from Gallen. Picking up 10 or more metres and a run from dummy half. Plays it for Keating to Roberts. He gets away from the tackle there of Bakuya. He's still going. Wrights the last line of defence. He got some help, and then Roberts, in getting to his feet, loses the ball. They'll say it was knocked out by Wade Graham.
Great run though by Ben Roberts, taking on the defensive line, and that's not a good sign from the Sharks, opening up early and so easily. They'll keep the pressure on here, Parramatta. They're not out of this.
Might consider themselves unlucky not to be playing against the 12-man Sharks defensive line here. A penalty in a scoring position like that could have easily been a sin bin for Wade Graham. Now Sando. He goes across. Hayne showing it. Getting in behind Robson. Getting across the line. And it's the Eels who score first in this second half. Good run by Roberts to get them the field position and the penalty. And then Jared Hayne gets his side back in the hunt at 20 points to 10.
Here he is, Ben Roberts, left foot step in between Gallen and Bakuya. He takes the ball on and does the right thing. Goes to ground. And then Parramatta, they shift the ball to the right. And when you need points, you go to your best attacking player, and that's Jared Hayne. He just steps off his right into the line, and he's too strong. And that's a terrific start from Parramatta. The first 40 minutes, they just had no possession, and the Sharks played extremely well. But if they get a fair share of possession, Parramatta, and their forwards can do the job in the middle and get Hayne some good ball along with Sando, going against a defence that's retreating a little bit, they can score points. They've shown us they can score points. It's just being able to defend points, which has been their big concern this year.
Here is Luke Burt. 12 in from the touchline, bringing it back nicely to make it an 8-point game at 20 points to 12. Ben Roberts standing up in this return to the NRL after missing the last 2 games after being dropped. The round 9 effort against the Bulldogs. He makes a long run, and Hayne, the back of the penalty, finishes it off on the other side of the field. They couldn't have asked for a better beginning to the second half, and now Moi does get a chance to wind up and brings it back almost to the 20. Roberts We'll take the tackle here just outside the Parramatta 20. They've had the Devils' own job of scoring points in the second half of games this year. They might rectify that tonight. The 2 flurries of points they've scored in the second half of games against both the Tigers and the Raiders. They account for almost 30% of the points they'd scored in total this year coming into this game. Moi got rocked there by Pomeroy, who came stumbling out of the contact himself. Here is Hayne. What a shot. Keating goes to Roberts, who puts a kick in. Not played out by Carney, who was grabbed by Roberts. It'll be a penalty if the Sharks don't get possession. And there it is.
Yeah, Todd Carney was certainly taken out, but Ben Pomeroy trying to put a shot on Moi and is rocked out of the tackle. And he was in all sorts. Big collision. He was stunned, Ben Pomeroy. Fui just getting to his feet, but they were gaining momentum in the middle of the park. And he hasn't found touch, Todd Carney.
Hayne leaping and tapping it back. It went backwards off his hand. It's play on for the Eels. And again, Todd Carney fails to find touch as he did in Origin 1.
Well, Parramatta, they're re-energised. They're here to play.
Sio working it up towards the 40. Certainly brought the crowd into the equation as well. The contact between Moi and Pomeroy got them going. They were baying for blood when the penalty went the way to the Sharks. They got possession back anyway. Here's Hayne. First step away there from Carney and also Bukuya. They'll have it on the last here as Roberts feeds it across to Sando. Not a great ball. And now Sando chips in behind them, looking for a bounce. He towed it forward. It goes away from Gordon. Morgan coming forward, and Gordon did well to recover and get possession for the Sharks.
It's a courageous play by Gordon. He had to put his body on the line. He knew that Ryan Morgan was going to kick the ball.
Finally, they have some field position. Seems they can put the Sharks under some pressure here to work it away from their own 20. The time to get in the first half was now bringing it back after scoring tries. Fafita. He's at the 30. Now working it forward, picks up 10 valuable metres. Brings it back on the last for a kick. Carney to go deep again. Once more, though, he'll find Hayne, who has Burt back there with him. And Hayne will give Burt the chance to bring it back. He slips over as he comes to Best and also Wade.
Yeah, I think if you're the Sharks and Todd Carney, you need to rethink your kicking game. With Parramatta energised, you don't want to be kicking to Jared Hayne. You don't want him to become involved in the match. You need to keep the ball away from him.
Chase Blair taking it away from dummy half. 8 minutes gone in this second half. And the one try going to Parramatta. Sando holding it up until the very last moment. Hindmarsh, he had Sharks in his lap when the ball came to him. It was a good effort to hang on to it. Now Sando will kick on play number 5, wanting it to sit down. Getting to the in-goal area though. Wright will bring it back, and they'll stop him about 13 out from his own line. At least they've got some good field position at the moment. And again, making the Sharks work it away from inside their own 20 through Stapleton.
And this is the battle they have to win. The early tackles. They need to push forward off their line and keep Cronulla Camp down here.
Carney going a couple passes wide of the play of the ball to give Bukuyu a chance, but he was hit upon pretty quickly as well. Now Morris grabbed by the marker. It was Ryan Morgan making the tackle. They've used up 4 as Carney finds Jeremy Smith. And they've recovered the Sharks to bring it almost back to the halfway line. It'll be a slow play the ball though here on the last. As Morris finds not too much pressure on him. And again, taking a chance, he will find the touchline. Hasn't been put off by not finding touch on that kick for line not that long ago. This one a one bouncer and a hop into touch.
Yeah, that was a smart kick from Todd Carney, just slowing the pace of the game down, because the momentum has been all with Parramatta. And when the momentum is with you, you want to go set for set. But if you can somehow slow it down, walk to a scrum, you take the sting out of the game. You defend from a set start. And it's like you've got to create that momentum again.
This side of me.
So this is a big challenge here for Parramatta. Sting out of the game. You've got to create momentum again.
Oh, no, wait. In. Second rowers. Bend easy. Head in. I'll call out Ben.
Roberts off the back of the scrum was played there by Keating, who tried to keep it in the scrum to perhaps try and catch the Sharks offside. Call from the referee, and now Hayne playing it for Sando. He's grabbed there by Matthew Wright. And the Sharks too quickly off their line.
I think he balked though, didn't he, Chris Sando? And the Sharks moved forward with him. There was a second attempt, I'm sure there was.
The whistle almost blew before the ball was played. It was a curious one, and as a result, Parramatta have it in good field position again. Moi taking it forward, using a forearm up around the base of the neck there of Gallen, who stayed with him. Stops him 10 metres into Sharks territory. Keating going from dummy half. Hindmarsh with a bump there on suspicion from Jeremy Smith. Another penalty.
And you pushed it out. Mate, and you won't even get back 10 metres, mate. Give the benefit of the doubt. Tackle was made and you pushed it out.
We're starting to get a run of possession now, Parramatta. It was all the Sharks in the first 40 minutes. Can the Sharks withstand this pressure from the Eels?
Well, it's rare that it doesn't go that way. Can't have almost 70% of possession. We'll expect a bit of a flow back your way at some stage. Moi will play it here a couple of metres out. Keating finding Roberts. He goes to Sando. Hayne is the second option. He went to the first one, though, in Ben Smith. And he'll play it about 6 metres out from the Sharks line. A try here would make it very interesting. Here's Hindmarsh trying to provide one. Grabbed there by Mark Tafua, who is on field now for the Sharks. Keating to Sando. Goes across. Chase Blair standing there in the tackle of Robson. They came in numbers to get to him, with Best and Gallen helping out. They've used up 4. Here's Sando going across the top to Roberts. Decoy run there by Rennie Matua, who's out there now for Parramatta. Now Morgan gets away from Pomeroy, gives a ball to Bird, who grubbers, chasing through. Wright has to play at it, and it's great work by Luke Bird to get Parramatta 6 more tackles.
Yeah, smart play there from Luke Bird. He possesses a deft touch with his left foot. He didn't have much room to work with, and when you play long, the passes need to go to the mark. That was great individual work there by Ryan Morgan. Getting through a bit of traffic, unloading to Burt. Burt sums it up quickly. And they're under sustained attack here, the Cronulla side.
Behind the line, Todd.
Carney with the goal line drop out. It'll bounce down to Sando. He's back out there, bringing it towards Tafua and also Morris. And they'll have it on play 1, 30 away from the Sharks line. Here's Smith back on the angle. Will play it pretty quickly as well for Keating. Sando with some options. He finds Roberts. And now Hayne in behind Matua. A no-look ball for Luke Bird. Oh, what a pass that was. Jared Hayne at his ball playing best. And the Eels are a big factor in this game tonight.
And that's his favourite play, Jared Hayne. The cutout pass to the winger. And Luke Bird, he knew it was coming. He held his width on the touchline. Sando out the back to Roberts. Roberts out the back to Hayne, and watch him sum it up here. Bang. Just engages the line. A no-look pass, but he knows where his players are. He jumps, he skips, engages the line. He puts them in 2 minds, the defence. And the key there, he had options. He had players moving around the ball.